Hello and welcome everybody to today's Commodities Corner session presented by myself, Phil Carr at the Gold and Silver Club. So today during the live session we will be covering live market analysis. We will provide a watch list of trading opportunities. We'll go through a forecast of where we expect gold, silver and oil prices to head next. We'll be answering questions and of course we will be providing live support. Any questions or comments that come in throughout the session, guys, feel free to put those into the chat and we will definitely go through those as we continue with the analysis. So before we get started, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. The Gold and Silver Club is the #1 commodities trading and investment coaching company. We are regarded as the go-to authority on commodities trading. As internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies and the agriculture markets, they're routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which includes Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, the Financial Times, the Wall Street Journal. Our team of experts has trained and mentored over 100,000 private traders from all over the world to increase their wealth and generate substantial income through commodities using our exclusive research-driven strategies. For more information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please feel free to visit our website, which is www.thegoldensilverclub.com. Okay, fantastic. So with that said, we do have a very important day today. Trump is due to take office today. In fact, he'll be delivering a speech in just over about 3 hours' time. So today is a very important day in the markets. This is very much eagerly anticipated. A lot of traders are awaiting to see what the speech does in terms of the impact to the markets. We'll be watching this very carefully throughout the US session this afternoon. Very excited about this as well. And with that, I thought it's just worth a quick recap for you. For those of you, if you're just mapping out your year at the moment, you're putting together your trading plan, which is a great idea when it comes to January at the moment. Remember, one of the biggest reasons that you will be successful in trading is not just your skill and experience, it's also being very organized. Successful traders are very, very organized. If you're not organized, you can't take advantage of high opportunistic events in the market. If you're not aware of when they are, if you don't have those scheduled in, if you're not prepared to take trades, if you haven't done your preparation at the weekends, if you're not planning each of your trades out, very important that you're organized to be a successful trader. So with that said, it's time to get, this might be a bit of a refresher for you, but if not, it's time to get your plan out for the year, your diary, and just make sure you have the following in your schedule. So as we continue to go through this month, of course, the first major announcement being Trump taking office today. As we go into February, we've got the first FOMC meeting of the year. Then in March, we have the Dutch elections, FOMC meeting, UK triggering Article 50 and Brexit begins. April, French elections, ECB meeting. In May, we've got an OPEC meeting, which will definitely influence the price of oil. In June, we have an FOMC meeting, an ECB meeting. In July, Fed Chair Janet Yellen is providing a semi-annual testimony. In August, we have the German elections. In September, we have the FOMC meeting. In October, another FOMC meeting. In November, Fed Chair Janet Yellen's semi-annual testimony. And in December, OPEC meeting and the final FOMC meeting of the year. These are the scheduled news items that we know about currently. There will be more evolving throughout this year, but just to give you a bit of an idea. Also, 2017 so far has proved to be very lucrative for the commodity markets. The top performers so far have been coffee, palladium, soybeans, platinum, silver, sugar, gold. We've seen over a 10% move to the upside with palladium so far this year. We've also seen platinum over 5%, silver over 5%, sugar up just under 5%, gold currently up over 4%. It's been a strong start to the year for the commodity market. So with that said, we'll move over very shortly to the charts. Now, today will be a special because we will be talking about analysis going into Trump's speech this afternoon. So it's going to be interesting, the impact this has on the markets, and we'll be looking at the following type of trades, okay? So we're looking at the higher and lower type of trade. Very simply, if you select higher, you win the payout if the market exit price is strictly higher than the entry price. If you select lower, you win the payout if the market exit price is strictly lower than the entry price. So what do you need to get correct in order to have a winning trade? Essentially, you need to be able to get your entry, a good entry in the market, be able to predict whether it's going to go up or down, and just a time frame, whether you want to be out of that within a few hours, within a day, within a week. That is the next important step. What is of benefit when you're trading binary perhaps over other types of trading is the fact that you don't need a stop loss. You don't need to take profit when you trade in this way. You can ride out a lot of volatility. So if you see some wild moves in the market, but ultimately you predicted the right direction over the given time frame, you'll still win the trade. And you also don't need to see big moves in order to have a profitable trade. You don't need to hit home runs. You're stealing bases pretty much in terms of the way we're trading here with binary. You just need to take advantage of small moves in the market, as long as you're able to predict whether the price will go up or down within the given time frame and have the right expiry on the trade. So I'm sure for a lot of you, you're aware of this already. It's more of a refresher, but for those of you who are not aware of this, as opposed to other types of trading, it is a very useful tool to have in your trade toolbox. You have to take advantage of this way of trading. So with that said, let's move over to analysis. As always, feel free to put your questions into the chat function. We'll go through the markets. We'll start off with gold here as well. We've got a few different markets we want to cover with you today. That includes gold, silver, oil. We'll look at platinum, and we'll also be looking at palladium as well. So we'll move over to all of those markets. Okay. So first of all, let's have a look at gold, shall we? So you should be able to see my screen very shortly. Just hold on whilst I share my screen. Okay, just a quick checking, guys. You can see my screen okay? And you can still hear me okay? Okay, fantastic. Right, so first market we'll start off with today is going to be gold. So gold has managed to run up over the month of January. It has broken out to 7-week highs. We started this move on the 29th of December, where gold formed a bottom and has continued to rally since that point onwards. It's been a very strong rally in the sense that we've had very limited pullbacks, very shy retracements. So if you didn't get into the rally early on, you could have missed out on a lot of potential profits unless you trade on binary, which enables you to keep getting in on the trade day after day after. You're seeing higher lows, higher highs, expiry within 24 hours. Works perfectly for this way of trading. But essentially, it's been a great run. Well done to everybody who's also taken advantage of the January effect. I've had a lot of feedback from those of you who watched our webinars over December and also the beginning of January. You prepped, you got ready for it. And I'm really pleased. You know, that's part of the reason we want to do this, to share this information so that you can all manage to capitalize on these lucrative trading, high probability trading opportunities. So well done to everybody who caught advantage of the January effect so far. A lot of you will be aware. Go back to our previous YouTube videos in December where we did trainings on this. We did a proper training during a Tuesday evening in December as well to go through these details in exact with a lot of history and a lot of previous examples of where we've got in exactly on these January effect moves, and it has delivered for us at the Gold and Silver Club. So with that said, let's just have a look at where we are at the moment. We are into the third week of January at the moment. We had a pullback midweek following on from comments from the Fed, which has caused gold to pull back. We essentially gave back most of the gains from Tuesday. We pulled back to the lows of Tuesday. Yesterday was a down day in the sense that we broke down lower low, lower high. But what was really important for gold here was that it managed to close back above the previous day's low, which is important. It got a bounce off an important moving average, which we track on the chart here, which essentially means whilst we stay above that moving average, the overall upward trend is maintained. The overall price structure of gold at the moment does favor the bulls, although we're seeing a bit of a temporary pause here ahead of Donald Trump's speech later on this afternoon. Of course, there'll be a lot of traders just waiting now, not really taking too many new positions on until we get through that later on this afternoon, and then we can expect some volatility. And I'm be looking certainly at some trading opportunities here this afternoon. So what should you consider at this point? What do you need to look at with gold? Well, with gold, go over to the US dollar, and you'll note the US dollar index. At the beginning of the year, we broke out to 14-year highs. It was a bull trap, so we broke out to 14-year highs, and then very quickly we saw a reversal, which has continued over the last 2.5 weeks. Earlier on this week, we broke and closed below the 50-day moving average. We've maintained below the 50-day moving average now for about 3 days. So for all of this week, in fact, 4 days now with the close that we got on Monday, we've maintained below the 50 MA. That is an important line in the sand at the moment. If the US dollar gets above the 50 MA and closes back above it, this is likely just to be a temporary pullback. If it doesn't, and it closes the week below the 50-day moving average, we've got a larger correction, which we expect here, and further upside on a number of metals and other commodities as well. So if we go over to another chart for gold here, just to give you an idea, the price structure at the moment is holding above 1200. That is important. So since we've actually broken above the 1200 level, we got a strong close on Tuesday where we broke and closed all the way up. We had a spike up to 1218, closed at 1,216 US dollars per ounce here. But since then, we've maintained above 1200 throughout this whole week. So what does that mean? It means that gold is being bid back up above 1200. Traders are still holding on to their longs here. They're not exiting out of this trade at the moment. And we could still see another breakout today, just depending on how the speech goes later on this afternoon, and just dependent on how the markets react to Donald Trump. So this is going to be very interesting in terms of price action. What would I look at for a potential buy here? Later on during the session today, I would look at the potential for gold to break above 1,210 US dollars per ounce. If it breaks above that level, so the daily high today has been 1,209, I would look, so if we just take it into a 4-hour time frame, we'll just draw some trend channels on here for you as well. So what you want to know at the moment, in fact, we'll just make some modifications here. Let's just modify the moving averages. Okay, this will just bring it a little bit closer for you to have a look at. Right, in fact, what we'll do, we'll just remove this for now. Okay, just to be able to give you a raw chart here. Right, this is what you want to have a look at on gold. So if you've got a gold chart similar to mine at the moment, put gold on a 4-hour chart, and from here, draw your trend line. As best as possible, draw a trend line, and you'll see that we broke through this trend line earlier on in the week on Wednesday, and also yesterday as well. And since then, the previous resistance channel, the previous support channel, excuse me, is becoming resistance. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that very clearly on my chart. So what does this mean? It means that gold, in order to provide a new trading opportunity, needs to break above this trend channel. So if we do break above that trend channel, which would be a break above 1,210 US dollars, that would be the catalyst for a breakout higher. Then I would look for a break above 1220, and then a move up to the 1230 level, which is the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, going back to the US election high, back to the December low after the FOMC statement where the Fed increased interest rates. So at the moment, that's the key level to look at. Previous support turned into resistance. So on a 4-hour chart, plot that on there. We can put it back into a daily, and you can also see that just on the daily chart. So although it was a strong close yesterday, it would be premature to get into a fresh position at the moment on gold. But over the course of the US session and volatility this afternoon, a break above 1210, I would look at that for the price to be higher by the end of today, and also look at that to be higher going into next week as well, if it can break above that zone. However, if we get a confirmed close below yesterday's low here, so that would be essentially taking out the low of 1195. So let's say we break and we start breaking below 1195. That would be a very clear sign that you want to look at potential for a sell short opportunity on gold. And I would look to take it back down to the 1185 zone, which would meet the monthly pivot, the 50-day moving average. And that is the level. In fact, the 50 MA is slightly below that now, between 1180 to 1185. On binary, you don't need specific levels. You just go. You need your specific levels for entry, but then you just need the price to go lower in this scenario. So then I would look for a break below 1195 and look for a sell getting out by the end of the day, or as we go into early next week, if we're going to see a confirmed break and close below yesterday's low. So those are the two major trading opportunities I'm looking at on gold at the moment. Obviously, it's not quite ready yet. We are expecting volatility this afternoon. Those are the levels I would look at right now. So for those of you who like trading gold, that's what I would look at for a buy or a sell. So remember, buy, I get in for a buy. For a break above 1210, I'd get in for a sell for a break below 1195. Now, we're just channeling at the moment. We're being supported right now. Put your chart in a 4-hour time frame, and then just draw in this trend channel. You'll see previous support is becoming resistance. That's what I would look at on gold at the moment. Now, moving over also, we'll have a look at oil, because oil has retraced this morning, and we're seeing it channel at the moment. So oil, essentially, if you go over to the weekly chart, we have been breaking down. We've been forming a V-shaped reversal pattern, which has been selling off a major resistance zone. You can look at these parallel channels just on your chart here for oil, going back to 2016. On the daily chart, we've been breaking down. We've had lower lows, lower highs. It hasn't been a smooth ride. It never is when oil breaks down. In fact, we got a breakout at the start of the year where oil broke out to 18-month highs, and then it created a bull trap, a bit like the US dollar. So it rallied, broke above resistance, would have triggered traders in above 55 US dollars per barrel. Then it sold off 300 points, or a $3 move lower, and subsequently since then it's not been able to get back above 55 US dollars on a closing basis, and it's continued to form lower highs and lower lows. If you look at the weekly chart, we're getting these lower highs, lower lows. This week is no different in terms of that price structure. But early in the session today, we are seeing retracement, so we're coming back up to this resistance zone, potential overhead resistance here. You can look at the trend channels again, where we could just run into some overhead levels here of resistance. So I'm watching oil carefully to see whether this will follow through, whether we'll get a breakout, and whether this is the potential bull flag formation, if it's just a pause and we're going to go higher, or whether we've got a nice firm resistance channel in place and we're going to see just selling later on during the US session, come back down, break below yesterday's low. If so, I'd look for a move back towards a 50-day moving average and also the monthly pivot, which currently sits around the $50 zone. That's what I would look at for a sell here if it breaks down. But if it breaks out of this trend channel, what would we need to see oil do here in order to confirm a buy? For me, it would need to break back above 54.50 in order to look at this for a buying opportunity. Then it would take out the weekly highs, and then we could get a rally back up, back towards 55 US dollars per barrel, and that's what I would look at for a buy. But for a sell here, if you're looking to take on a potential sell opportunity, I would look for a break below 51.70, yesterday's low, and also Wednesday's low, and that's what I would look at for a sell for the price to be lower. So those are the zones that I would look at for a binary trade right now on oil. So oil is likely to be in play this afternoon as well. It's likely to be volatile, and I'd look at those major levels for a buy or a sell. Now moving over to platinum and palladium. So we have seen a pullback certainly on palladium over the last week. In fact, I drew this on just yesterday, the potential for a bull flag formation setting up. So that's interesting because that bull flag, so for those of you who know what a bull flag formation looks like, it is when you have a rally, and this has been palladium, bear in mind, it's been the best performing commodity of 2017. Over the first 2 weeks, it rallied up over 10%, huge V-shaped reversal pattern. So it rallies up and then it pulls back temporarily, just a pause in price, lower lows, lower highs. But then what you want to look at is it then starts to rally retrace, and then on this retracement, if it breaks out of the bear flag pattern, it's then bullish, and you'd look for it to take out the previous swing high, which seems to be the case at the moment with palladium. So I'd look for then a breakout higher, taking out the swing high. So palladium is up and running. So look at the potential for a palladium long. It bodes well if palladium breaks out today and we start seeing more follow through on platinum as well. That could also lead to more momentum on other metals such as gold and silver. We do have correlation. Broadly speaking, we've got correlation, although palladium is more of an industrial metal as opposed to a precious metal, but you'll still, broadly speaking, see a correlation. Platinum, what are we seeing on platinum at the moment? That's interesting. Yeah, previous resistance is becoming supportive around the 950 zone here, bounced just earlier on today above the 21-day moving average of the 50 MA as well. So the fact that we're also seeing a bit of a bounce here on platinum and palladium could see this also follow through into gold and silver. Let's just bring up silver as well. Yeah, silver actually formed a rejection candle. Silver's maintaining above the 50-day moving average. Very clearly, we've got a very strong channel in place here, parallel channel, support and resistance, downward trending channel. We retested that channel after the December FOMC statement. Since then, we have formed a base, we've rallied. Gold and silver have both rallied off the lower end of their trend channels here. And gold has been, in my opinion, the better move. It's been the faster mover, and it's delivered over 900 points since the lows that we put in December and mid-December up until the highs earlier on this week. But silver also could be worth noting here if we break above the weekly high. So silver is able to follow through, and we do get a breakout this afternoon, particularly if silver breaks above the highs here at $17.33 per ounce. That could cause a breakout to the upside. So we'd also have that on your radar. A lot of traders are getting ready for this today. So they're starting to just ease up on positions, keeping some powder dry or some capital available to take advantage of trading opportunities that appear after today's speech. So we'll be watching out for that very carefully for clues as to market direction this afternoon into the close, because this will likely set the tone for the next few weeks here. So we've got a lot which we'll be monitoring over the course of the US session today, most notably also the impact on the US dollar as well. We'll be watching that too very carefully. So in terms of binary, the commodities which are tradable, I would definitely look at gold. Remember the key levels we've discussed. So I'm looking for either a breakout above 12.10 10 for an opportunity to buy, go long, price to be higher by the end of the day, possibly next week as well, if you're averaging into that trade. Or if you break below the lows here, break below supported low at 11.95 off the back of a rally in the US dollar. If the US dollar rallies up, we essentially see weakness in the precious metals, then I'd look for a sell opportunity here as well. I'm not really too fussed. I could take this each way, either for a buy or a sell. But the overall trend short term is definitely in favor of the bulls for gold at the moment, whilst it remains above the 1200 zone, and this might in fact just be a very shallow retracement. The fact that we've only had 1 day's worth of giving back some of the gains here on Wednesday, and that was to be expected after the comments from the Fed, that was no surprise really, but the fact that it hasn't followed through and it hasn't had a continuation or a breakdown of more than 1 day does favor the bulls, but they've got a bit more work to do. It favors the buy side of this trade, particularly if you see a rally and another break above the daily high at 12.09, then we could get a move back up to 12.20. I expected 12.20 gives way, we'll rally up to 12.30. So today will be interesting, guys. It'll be a very interesting day, and yeah, hopefully for all of you it'll be a nice profitable day as well. If you would like to get access to all of the Gold and Silver Club trades, the exact life cycle of all of our trades, all of the trade setups that we provide to all of our members, just essentially showing you all the trades that we are getting into at the Gold and Silver Club, you can see those, you can follow those, you can see exactly the sort of trades that we're implementing, the full life cycle of our trades, get alerted to that, and also you can join us for our live trading rooms. You can get access to all of our services at the Gold and Silver Club. Very simply, if you'd like to find out more, all you need to do is go over to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, complete the application form, and we will get in touch with you ASAP. Also note, for all clients of binary.com, we do have a special offer, so please do make sure you mention when you make an application to the goldandsilverclub.com that you come off binary, you've been on this session, you're either watching the YouTube recording or you're on the live session today, because we have a special promotion just for clients of binary.com. So please do mention that when you are making an application. We get a lot of applications at the Gold and Silver Club, and if you don't want to pay the full price, you want a special offer that is available to you, make sure you mention that you've been on this webinar, otherwise you will be quoted full price. Okay, so with that, let's just go over to the portfolio performance over the last week, our trading performance update using our exclusive research-driven strategies. So our top trades over the last week have included oil. We went for a sell, entering at 52.75. That worked out quite well, just for the price to be lower by the end of the day. We broke through support, so that was a nice quick in and out trade. Gold, we've managed to capitalize on this. As we explained on last week's session, we've staggered this trade. We've had a number of different positions that we got into at the beginning of the year for the January effect, expiring on different dates. The trade has been up over 700 points over the course of January so far, and we've just staggered our exit on these trades. So we came out of another trade just earlier on the week on the 17th of January. Platinum also, after the Fed speech this week, we took advantage of an overbought condition, and we very simply went for a sell short, entering at 669 for the price to be lower, which worked out also very nicely. So again, if you would like access to highly profitable live trade ideas shared with you, ready to implement for instant results, go to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, complete the application form. We'll get in touch with you ASAP. Who's it for? Why should you get in touch with us? Okay, so let me explain. So it could be that you're a new trader, you haven't traded the markets much before, or you don't really understand too much about how to trade the commodity markets. You just want to improve your trading, get consistent, make more money. So certainly, if that's the case, do get in touch. Or even if you're an experienced trader, you might just be more experienced in Forex or in stock markets and equities, or you might just want to learn a bit more about gold, silver, oil, other commodities that we trade as well, be able to have the same sort of chart set up, have access to a mentor, have access to our live trading rooms, have access to our private members academy, which is our online membership site with all of our training videos, with our strategies, all of our recordings, which you can have as well by being part of the Gold and Silver Club. So if that's the case, this is what you get by being a member. You get private live trading rooms, okay? So you can watch the Gold and Silver Club expert traders analyze the markets and pick out highly profitable live trade setups going through all of the trades that we are taking, the full life cycle of positions. You get notifications, so you get notified every time we're taking a trade. You get the exact levels that we're entering, take profit, exit, entry, everything is provided to you. And you also get commodity research and market insights. So you get institutional level research and a weekly plan for the week ahead as well, going through all of the markets, all of our research in order to give you a high probability edge for your trades. So essentially you get exclusive weekly live trading room recordings and webinars, which you can attend live and also receive the recordings of, live trade setups ready to implement, real-time notifications via email so you don't miss out on profitable trades. You get details of where we are entering, exiting, and positioning our stops on positions, a trading plan with a watch list of trades for the week ahead, live trade support to help you through trades and institutional level trading research, and commodity insights to give you the ultimate edge in the market. So again, all you need to do to apply is go to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, complete the application, and we'll get in touch with you ASAP. Okay, fantastic. So with that, I wish you all good luck today, guys. Should be interesting, and yeah, very much look forward to hearing from those of you who will be making an application to join us at the Gold and Silver Club. Have a fantastic day, good trading, have a great weekend, and we'll speak to you real soon. Okay, guys, take care, all the best, bye-bye.